Welcome to you. My name's Dale, and this is Dale's Addiction.
And I'm Connor from the closet, and I am with Dale again.
Yes, obviously. Today we are responding to your unpopular opinions that you shared in the comments of my recent unpopular opinions video. And it was really great to see the conversation happening in the comments. And I thought, why not bring a little light to your contributions to this conversation? So we're going to respond to some of your unpopular luxury opinions that you included in the comments.
Yeah, it's really refreshing to kind of have this
dialogue.
With you
fabulous.
all. Because I think some YouTubers, when they get comments that are completely different to their view, they delete the comments, or and a lot of these comments they're just the opinion and they're not attacking, they're just how the person feels.
It's just
there's
stuff.
so there's no need to delete it. It doesn't tarnish your video. So when Dale mentioned this, I was like, let's do it.
Let's bring it. So we're not going to read out the ones where people said, yes, I agree, but if you have not seen that video, I will link it in the description box below. There were 6 luxury opinions, and as they pop up in here, whether they are agreed with or disputed, I'll give you some more context on those.
Yeah.
So, the first one, which I pinned, is the pinned comment. And I'm not usually that great at pinning comments, but I like this one, so I pinned it. Let it speak. Here for the classics rant. My unpopular opinion is that most luxury influencers are unoriginal and have the same bags, including the classics. There are some exceptions like Karen Britchick, who have their own style, but most buy the same bags, colours, sizes, styles. How many more Hermès and Chanel unboxings in neutrals do we have to watch before we see something original? And she had 33 thumbs up on that comment from other people who had gone to the comments box. So,
and read that,
what's your, how do you respond?
I agree, and I agree with that point where it's like, okay, there seems to be a common trend here where these big YouTubers all seem to have this uniform kind of collection of bags, but then with the same token, they're still buying the bag. Well, let's just make the assumption that they've gone and purchased the bag, right? So maybe they it's a classic bag because it's just a popular thing that they want to try out or they love. So I see it from both sides, but if they were just getting the bag for free, I would get it. But if they've gone out and purchased the bag and they've used it and they like it and they still have it, why shouldn't they be allowed to keep it?
Yeah. So I guess there's the perspective you're talking about from the YouTuber, which is, well, this might be what I like.
Yeah.
And then this comments around, as a viewer, it's very vanilla viewing to just see the same bags, brands, sizes, colours being unboxed over and over and over again.
Yes, which I do agree with. There needs to be if you've gone out and purchased a Speedy 30 in monogram, maybe don't do an unboxing on it because it's boring. Is that the kind of gesture, which I understand?
Which is interesting because I had somebody in the things that I want to see more of, reviews, and they say, maybe don't do a review if it's a bag that has already been reviewed. And then somebody else popped on and said, I disagree. I would like to see your perspective of that view, of that bag. So I think everyone each their own. I do have to say that certainly that is one reason that I wanted... As the courier, stop. Certainly that's one reason that I decided to create a YouTube channel, because not that I was meeting a gap, but I certainly didn't see too many collections that were kind of like what I liked. Yeah. A bit mishmash, eclectic, not what everybody had. And I discovered a lot of the bigger YouTubers, which I probably don't watch as much of anymore, through researching for my Chanel Jumbo Classic Flap. So, so...
where you found that their opinion was wrong? Or?
No, where I found that everyone had the same bag.
Oh, right, okay.
And they had an opinion on it, and I used that as part of my research. but yeah, everyone had the same bag, exactly the same bag and specifications. So
yeah. Okay. So this comment is from Molly Ryan, and she's written, "Oh, this video was fire emoji. I agree on every single point. The luxe community should beware. My unpopular opinion is that every Hermès bag."
Thank you for your great pronunciation.
Hermès bag is either boring or ugly. I think people are so into the cult of Hermès to the point of thinking a boring, belied or ugly Picotin is anything to be proud about.
Ooh. Well, unpopular luxury opinion. It's not unpopular with me. I have to say, look, the belied or belied, however you pronounce it, is kind of like an Alma, so I'm not offended by it.
Yeah.
But I don't see how that price could equate to that bag. I do agree about the Picotin. It's a funny little sack.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, like if I brought up my emoji ranking scale again, but thank you for your unpopular opinion. It's definitely valid.
Yeah, I see it like I'm going to be Switzerland. No, I see it from both sides. Like, if you do not, like, yeah, it's like I think of it as going to an art gallery when you're not an art person or you're not someone that knows and I don't mean that in
are we doing the craftsmanship argument?
Yes, but like I've gone to exhibitions of artists that like my mum has dragged me to, and I'm like, I don't like it. Like, I feel like it's all very the same. I don't get why this is such a, whatever piece.
Yeah.
And then I've gone to exhibitions where, I get it and I absolutely love it. And then it's kind of that thing where if you like it, you like it.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly. Like, so I kind of get it. And her opinion on the Picotin bag and stuff like that, I'm on a lot of like Hermès Facebook groups, and lots of people have the exact same opinion. They're like, I don't like the Birkin or Kelly, but I like the Picotin, or I only like a Birkin and Kelly, I don't like the Picotin or the Evelyn, I think they're ugly.
What's the one that starts with T? Truly or something?
T.
Yeah.
Ruly?
Anyway.
Are you thinking of Ruly?
No.
T.
Anyway.
Yeah, so like to me, that opinion isn't an unpopular opinion because of what I see on social media. It's kind of very similar. And I get it. Like, those bags aren't for everyone. They're incredibly expensive, and they're plain. So I get it. Like, it's not a matter of like, oh, that's just your opinion. Like, no, you wouldn't be,
Both things can be true.
Both things can be true. So I get it. I'm with you, Molly. I'm here for you.
Excellent. Erin's unpopular opinion is my dislike for luxury fine jewellery. I'm so tired of seeing love bracelets on everyone and those Van Cleef & Arpels red and green necklaces. I feel jewellery should be more personal. It's different to handbags. I don't mind having the same bag as someone, but my jewellery should always be unique. I will never buy Cartier or Van Cleef. I do, however, love the Bulgari Serpenti bracelet though.
Well, does that kind of contradict?
Well, yeah, because Bulgari is kind of moving into that trendy fine jewellery space. It never used to be.
I think it all depends what you surround yourself with, to be honest.
Yeah, I think this community is very insular in the fact that, and I've been put in my place a few times around, saying that for me, jewellery, it is personal. And someone said, well, if you grabbed, everybody who was in a shopping centre at one time and asked them to show you their love bracelet, you'd probably only find 2 or 3. Like, they're not everywhere. But because we're in this community where, the ratio of people with versus without, all in these conversations is much, much higher, it does seem more commonplace.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I think it is an unpopular opinion in this community, and I think it can be a valid one. I like yours because it's the plainer version and the wider band, and it's a bangle that I would buy. And truth be told, the only reason that I wouldn't buy it is now because everyone's got it.
But like the Kanchuri one that you mentioned in your video is very similar.
It is very
like it's
similar.
Different, but it's the same style. Like
exactly, it's a bangle. It's a gold bangle.
Yeah.
It comes in a black box, not a red box.
Yeah, but like with the whole jewellery is personal thing, I get that. But if I bought this for myself, so it's not like I wanted my engagement ring to be a Cartier love ring. Like, this is something I bought for myself. I don't see it any different to buying a bag that someone else has. But with the same token, like the Bulgari Serpenti bracelet, the diamond one, I watch like lots of reality TV and like lots of Real Housewives, and when they do their interview thing, they're all wearing that Bulgari bracelet. So I see that more than I see this. So that's why I said it's all
depends on your crowd.
Yeah, it depends on your crowd. In saying that, I think I love it. Like I think it's like I see it as like the biggest flex of all. It's diamonds. But it all sees it. It's all what you surround yourself with. But I get it. Like this no longer is, like seeing a red Ferrari. No, what's like something that you see that's like, oh, I haven't seen one of those before. It's more common. But it is what it is. I don't see this as fine jewellery though, even though it technically is. I see it as like not costume jewellery, but like I don't see it as like
it's jewellery.
It's jewellery, but I don't see it as like a a special.
Okay.
I see it as a flex.
I've got this, and I don't know if it's just on the YouTubes or whatever, but having wish lists and things for fine jewellery, I think is so weird. It's just jewellery, and there's fashion jewellery or costume jewellery, and there's jewellery. Fine jewellery just means that you're not using beads and cubic zirconia. You're using real gold, not gold plating, and you're using actual gemstones. And I think talking about it as fine jewellery is just an extra. It's extra adjectives that you don't need. You just don't. It doesn't
serve a purpose.
No. And so on that, going back to where we were before the rant. I think. Look, I don't personally. For me, Van Cleef, the Alhambra range, it's not for me at all, but that's not my style. It's very girly and very
I find
flowery.
It ultimate. I see it as very feminine, dainty, high tea. Like that's what I get from it. And it's not practical. Like the most common VCA piece is Mother of Pearl. You can't shower in it. You can't get perfume on it.
The lapis you can't. The red agate, the black onyx. Like they're all.
Because they're precious stone or whatever.
The malachite.
Yeah, it's all very precious. And it's so, like, to me that is fine jewellery. Like, you can't get that cord on something, it'll, because it's so thin, the links and everything like that. So I see that as very delicate. And look, it's very beautiful. Like, it's not ugly, but it's just a very specific style. And I don't find the price is practical for what it is either.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my take on that. And in saying that, I don't see a lot of that either. Like I couldn't tell you when I'm seeing someone I'm not talking about online and stuff like that, because you see everything because your searches are based on that. I don't see people with Van Cleef and Arpels.
No. So.
All right, train girl Megan.
Hi, Megan.
Hey, Megan. So Megan said, love a feisty, honest chat about luxury. You know how much I love green or lilac as neutrals. I find it so obnoxious when people preach wearing only beige, black and white because it looks more expensive, in quotations, or classic or timeless. I just think, who cares? If we are dressing to convince the world we are cool, wealthy, interesting, young, etc., then how is that even luxury? The greatest luxury is to be comfortable and not care about trying to look a certain way. Anything can be neutral depending on how you wear it.
Whoa! Smackdown, mic drop.
Preach it, sister.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, same. I cringe every time a video comes into my suggested feed saying how to look classy. If you've ever been somewhere where someone's talking about being classy, it pretty much turns out not to be classy. Because classy is not a classy way of saying classic or elegant or timeless. So,
I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that.
Who's that? Like, that's about being distant and aloof and creating distance between you and other people. We've had the talk about elitism before.
Yeah.
To me, that's a version of elitism.
I 100% agree.
I only see in black and white.
Yeah.
And that makes me more classy.
Like, I want to see a video how to be rough around the edges with your lux.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because rough around the edges, I mean, it more so has a negative connotation, but it's more a relatable connotation for me. Like, I like that.
Relatable luxury.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very good comment. Neutral, like you referenced in this, like the video that we're talking about, like neutral is like in the eye of the beholder. Like whatever your color palette is your neutrals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Melissa Matthew. Dale, how dare you? Joke. Your voice is so needed in this community. Clap, clap, clap. I agree that Chanel Pearl Kids Project is hideous. My unpopular opinion is I don't like unicorns, or rather iridescent Chanel mini bags, because they look like they were stolen from a 5-year-old. Also, thank you for the price increase point. We're in a pandemic with limited production. Okay. So, yes, the unicorn bag. So nothing against the beast, just the bag. Yeah, look, I feel the same about the metallics, I have to say. And I have been in the boutique when the metallics have just been released, and I've picked them up, and I wanted to love them because I had an opportunity to buy them because they were, and I'm just like, I don't feel it. Yeah. And I know that's not the same for everyone because we're all different, but yeah, I agree. I think it's the same bag season after season to the same people, and we see those people, we know who they are, that continue to unbox the same bag every drop from Chanel. It's always the pink metallic bag, mini bag that gets unboxed. I'm like, it's just a little bit Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one is from Alma Franks, and she said, this video needed to be said and needs to be heard by luxury lovers. My unpopular opinion is most influencers go luxury minimalist because they want the highest ticket items like Birkins, Kellys, Rolex, and can't continue with the frequent unboxings they're used to. How many of them went luxury minimalist, sold a bunch of bags, and then bought one of these a few months later?
Oh, you're onto something, Alma.
They didn't see the light. They're just like the rest of us. They have to work and save, but they don't want to admit it.
Yes.
I agree. This does my head in because, I feel like you and I are very real with how we talk about things. Like, we both work, and we the things we get, we do it because we want to share it with like the people that watch our channel, but that's not what our channel is about. And I'm very transparent too. Like, I can't afford to buy a new thing every time it drops, or if there's collections that I love things from, but I can't afford to just go and buy it. And that's a more real approach because the majority of people, especially the ones that like watch our channels, can't do that. So I don't want to create a false kind of...
It's like gaslighting your viewers to say, this is a reality that you too could partake in if only you were as fabulous as me. And to that point, I still think that what you and I buy is probably more than what a lot of people buy because we're prioritising it. That's all. That's what we're pushing funds into. That's our interest.
Our passion.
Other people have different priorities in their life and they're spending their pennies on other things. But I do agree that this front of minimizing or becoming a minimalist, a luxury minimalist, I think is an oxymoron. You can't be, because if you're really a minimalist, you'd buy things that are fit for purpose and that's it.
Correct.
You wouldn't overscope them just to say it's better quality and it's going to last longer. Like, hello, you're still not going to use your Birkin to carry your groceries, I'm sure, just because it's a big bag that's capable of doing it. So I think absolutely there's a shame associated, or an embarrassment associated with being honest about, I've got different priorities now. And that means that I need to assess my collection, sell some things off in order to put some money away so that if I'm lucky enough to be offered my dream bag, I don't have to hesitate or take out credit or whatever.
Or just be upset because you didn't have the funds to purchase it because it was spent elsewhere. And you're missing out on something you actually did like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get like messages.
Yeah, I think it needs to be more transparent. Because this stuff doesn't just fall from the sky for most of us.
Yeah, and you know, I'm overseeing YouTubers purchasing, returning. Like, just don't buy it. Like, don't buy it. Like, everything I think I've talked about I have still, except one thing, because I've kept it.
Yeah.
And like, there's no shame in like getting rid of something, but like,
yeah, the returning.
I returned one thing and I swapped it for something else.
Yeah, it's like licking a chocolate bar and putting it back.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like this.
It's like, yeah, no, it's not good.
So I do agree, but I want a Rolex.
I do agree, but I
do want a Rolex.
Quote of the day. So look, that's
that was fun.
And thank you so much for participating. This is what I love about YouTube or our YouTube channels is I always want you to feel comfortable to have a conversation because it's not me and my opinion. I'm just starting a conversation, and that's what the comments is all about, is kind of continuing that conversation, getting different perspectives, getting informed.
Yeah.
And
all of those
learning.
all of those opinions where people disagreed, they were constructive, like they were justified in their opinion. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
They weren't just saying, "Oh, I just don't like that because it's terrible." Like, it's basic. Like, they all had very strong reasons for it, and that's great. Like, don't be a yes man or whatever. Just say your opinion.
Exactly.
No, we're not offended. We're talking about like objects.
They're just things.
Yeah.
And they do symbolize. They do symbolize things to different
people, and
or they have different symbolic meanings, is what I'm trying to say. To different people, but at the end of the day, they're just things. And I was really impressed at how constructive everybody was.
I was just from reading it as well.
And I want to keep doing that. So we'll think of our next little topic and we'll see how we go. We're going to split this video because it's quite a long one, so you will see part 2 on the closet.
Oh yay!
With Connor.
It's a long video.
You get to what?
I said, oh yeah, it is a long video. I can see the time.
It is a long video. So you'll see part 1 and 2. So make sure that you head down in the description box, subscribe to Connor, and go and watch part 2. Well, we have been talking for about 3 solid hours. I don't know about you, but I'm tired. I hope you have enjoyed this video and our other videos in this series of collaborations. You said you wanted it. It's popular demand, so...
You asked, we served.
We served. If there's anything else that you want us to discuss in our collaborations, please let us know. We are all too happy to serve you, our community. All right, we'll catch you later.
See you next time.
Bye. Oh, thumbnail. What's our thumbnail idea for this one?
Should we do like the X?